The top 7 things to do in Mozambique. For many years, Mozambique's international reputation was marred by colonialism, civil war and natural disaster. Now, nearly a quarter of a century after the end of its most notorious conflict, the country is emerging as one of southern Africa's most rewarding tourism destinations. It is full of remarkably untouched wilderness areas, ranging from lush game reserves to sun-drenched tropical islands. The capital, Maputo, is a cosmopolitan city defined by its European architecture and diverse people, while cuisine all over the country is influenced by Mozambique's Portuguese heritage. Here are 8 of the best ways to spend your time in this newly rediscovered paradise. Learn to scuba dive. For many visitors, Mozambique is all about the ocean. After all, its coastline stretches for an astonishing 1,550 miles/2,500 kilometers. If you have an interest in exploring beneath the waves, it's also a great place to learn to scuba dive. In particular, Tofo Beach in Nhambane province is known for its world-class scuba diving and offers a good choice of different dive operators and training organizations. The conditions here are generally excellent for beginners, with warm water temperatures, 22 to 28 degrees Celsius/72 to 82 degrees Fahrenheit, limited current and good visibility. Course prices are reasonable too, with an entry-level course costing $420 on average, compared with rates of $500 plus in the United States. The best reason to take the plunge at Tofo, however, is the marine life. The surrounding reefs are jewel-bright with colorful fish and corals, while the area is known worldwide for its resident populations of whale sharks and manta rays. Go island hopping. If you're already a certified diver, or really anyone with an interest in experiencing life in paradise, make a beeline for one of Mozambique's offshore archipelagos. In the south, the Maputo archipelago comprises 6 idyllic islands, and in the north, the Quirimbas archipelago is a treasure trove of 32 islands. Areas of both are protected as marine national parks, and the scenery is a catalogue of swaying palms and white sand beaches painted in swaths across the turquoise sea. Many of the islands and islets are uninhabited, or provide temporary homes for nomadic fishermen. The channels between them are plied by traditional dhows and dugout canoes, and the opportunities for snorkeling, scuba diving and simply lazing on the beach are endless. Both archipelagos have a selection of luxury lodges tailor-made for an indulgent getaway. Try Situ Island Resort in the Quirimbas, or and beyond Bangor Lodging Maputo. Look for exotic wildlife. While most safari enthusiasts head south to South Africa or north to Tanzania and Kenya, Mozambique is also home to its fair share of impressive reserves. The jewel in the country's wildlife crown is Gorongosa National Park, a reserve that has recovered admirably after the poaching epidemic brought on by civil war. Located at the southern end of the Great African Rift Valley, the park's floodplains are now a haven for lion, elephant, hippo and antelope. Also in the north of the country is Maromo National Park. This coastal reserve harbors the highest density of waterbirds in Mozambique, including rarities like the African skimmer and the wattled crane. In the south, the impending Great Limpopo Transfrontier Park will connect several of the greatest wildlife areas in Mozambique, South Africa, and Zimbabwe, creating a super park measuring 13,500 square miles/35,000 square kilometers. Explore Lake Nyasa. In the northwest of the country, Lake Nyasa, or Lake Malawi as it's known by the rest of the world, spans the borders with Tanzania and Malawi. It's the 9th largest lake in the world, and supports more fish species than any other lake on Earth. Of these, the most famous are the cichlids, colorful freshwater fish with an astonishingly high rate of endemism. Christened the Lake of Stars by explorer David Livingstone, the Mozambican section of Lake Nyasa is unspoiled and remote. Adjacent Nyasa Game Reserve is home to abundant wildlife, including more than 10,000 elephants and the critically endangered African wild dog. It's also a sanctuary for endemic ungulates including the Bome's zebra, the Johnston's impala and the Nyasa wildebeest. Luxury lodges like Mbuna Bay Lodge and Kachi Lodge invite travelers to experience the best of the lake through a range of water-based activities. Discover the country's colonial past. Mozambique's history is as fascinating as it is tumultuous. From approximately 1500 to 1975, the country was a Portuguese colony, and for several centuries before that, it was frequented by traders from Arabia, India, China and beyond. Each of these cultures have left their mark on Mozambique, and especially on Ilha de Mozambique, an island connected by a bridge to the country's north coast. The island served as the capital of Portuguese East Africa until 1898. Now, it is a UNESCO World Heritage Site, recognized for the importance of its historic colonial architecture. Notable buildings include